back, guys. In this video I will show you guys how I created this background in Adobe Photoshop, and I have used this background to create a couple of posters in here for an event. And in this video I will show you guys the steps to create one of these posters in Photoshop. So let's get started. First, I have created a large document with 600 dpi, and then I have choose some colors. Using the paintbrush, I painted randomly like this you see in the screen, and also I have kept the paintbrush opacity to 79% to see through with the colors behind. You guys can have any color you want for this, but I have chosen the colors based on my branding requirements for this poster. Once I had the proper mix of random colors like this, and then I have adjusted the saturation of these colors using curves and levels. Once I satisfied, I have used the layer and go to the liquify filter, and in here using the liquify brush I have mixed these colors blending together to create this cool pattern which you see on the screen. And then I have unlocked the layer and used the 3D depth map plane. For this I went to the 3D, and in the 3D new mesh and selected the depth map from plane, which created this nice 3D plane with your colors using the Photoshop 3D. And if you guys want to learn more about this 3D map plane, please go into this tutorial and you guys can find out more as a tutorial. And in here, after I have created this map, I have turned this map around to fit into our final design, which is a portrait poster. I also changed the surface style from solid to unit texture, and for the texture I have stick to the default settings, and then I have turned around the 3D to fit into our poster size. After that I have duplicate this 3D layer into a new layer, and for the new layer I have changed the 3D presets to vertexes, and then I have changed the vertexes colors from black to white. Now the 3D layers are ready. I have rendered them and then I have rasterized each of these layers separately. Now our 3D background is ready. So I have created a new document for the poster and made a group and placed two of our 3D layers, which now are raster layers, into the group and paste it inside the poster design. And then I have readjusted the size of the 3D background to fit into our poster artwork. I have duplicated the copy from the vertex layer, which is the white 3D layer which we have created earlier. This one we will be using later for masking purposes. And then I have unlocked the background layer and applied a gradient for the background. After the gradient, I have adjusted the gradient color with levels and curves to get some contrast. And also I have used the color brush with a very light opacity, almost closer to 0, and with the overlay mode to create some nice variations of colors for the background like this you see in the screen. After that I have applied a Gaussian blur to blend these colors in. Finally, for the background I have adjusted the curves to get some darker tones. And I have chosen the magic wand tool to remove the black color on the colorful 3D layer below. I have used mask to do this so that I can copy the mask to the white layer on top as well. Once this is done, I have added a vibrance adjustment layer and adjusted the colors a little bit more vibrant. Now that the 3D background is almost done, I have typed in the event name in bold text. And then I have moved the text to the correct position for this poster design. Then I have made a selection with the white 3D layer which we have copied earlier for future selection, and used this one as a mask for the text layer. And then I have copied another text layer with the mask and invert the mask white to black and black to white. For this text, I have applied the blending mode overlay. I also adjust the opacity, fill opacity, to blend with the background nicely. Afterwards, I have applied an outer glow, applying a darker tone for the shadows using the layer styles. For the background 3D bars, I have selected all three layers including the vibrant adjustment layer and made them as a smart object. Using the paintbrush tool, I have created a new layer underneath the 3D layer and applied some light red tones so that the background and the 3D layer will blend in together nicely. For this, I also applied a Gaussian blur. And finally, for the background design, I have used the lasso selection tool and created some shapes to go with our 3D design and apply some gradient so that it will look like a 3D object blend in with our background. Lastly, I have applied the same gradient to the entire artwork in a new layer on top of the colorful 3D layer and applied a mask for the opacity so that it will nicely blend in the bottom portion with our background. As I said, I had multiple copies of this poster design, and for this poster design I have created another new layer. In here I have placed the rectangle shape in Photoshop, deactivate the fill, only applied the stroke for this rectangle, and I have again used the white 3D layer as a selection and use that as a mask for this rectangle as well. And then I have modified the mask to fit into a shape like this you guys see on the screen. I only want the top portions to come out of the rectangle like this in here. Finally, I have used this white rectangle as a boundary and placed the information which I need to place for this poster and made the final design with the QR code to scan in. And this is only one simple example of what you guys can create with the 3D depth map in Photoshop. You guys can create so many other variations of designs using this method. You guys can check out the full tutorial on 3D and 3D depth map in here. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.